Hi, Tom Cole for Buckeye Cable and BCSN, and welcome into another edition of Sports Flash. And I'm really enthused about this Sports Flash today. We have a wonderful young lady, Olivia O'Reilly. Welcome, Olivia, number one. And Olivia, I got to tell you, Jeff Mulcarrick's been a lifelong friend to me. You know, superstar baseball coach at Central Catholic, Mr. CYO for 30 years. You know, Mr. Community. He was your boss. It went, yeah, okay. And Jeff kept calling me and saying, you must get Olivia O'Reilly on. Her story is a story that is incredible and everybody needs to hear. And so I said, oh yeah, okay, Jeff, we'll do this. And then I got a chance to sit down and chat with you in our green room before this interview. And you know what? Gosh darn it, I always knew Jeff was smart. He's right. It's a great story. Southview, you were a very good athlete. You played basketball in Southview and softball, right? Mm-hmm. Was it pitch and first base at Southview?
Yes.
Yeah. When you were a pitcher, did you have any inclination that you were good? But a lot of kids are good in high school, But when you look to go to another level, sometimes it can be different. Did you, in your mind, what was going through your mind that you decided, hey, I'm just going to go play at Ohio State?
I always wanted to play college softball, so I got on the most competitive teams and traveled around and emailed coaches, and I'd fallen in love with Ohio State when I had been there a couple times, and so I emailed the coaches about 8 times and told them I was going to show up to camp, and any way I can get on the team, I'll pay my way, I'll get on as a walk-on, just give me a shot. And so I tried out at camp and made the team that day, and it's been a great story ever since.
It's a great story, but squared, work with me here now. You're at Southview and you're good. I mean, like I said, there are a lot of good high school athletes, but the jump from being good at Southview to going to the Big Ten in Ohio State, that's not like a little jump. That's like a huge jump. Were you intimidated by that at all?
Oh, entirely intimidated. The first day we showed up to practice, just because it was a whole new environment. I had not been in that level of competition before, not even in summer ball, which is even more competitive than high school. But it was something I don't think I was ever prepared for. But I knew I was going to have to work my way up from the bottom. I was the literal last addition to the team.
Right.
So I had to, jump a couple spots in order if I wanted to play. And
you got a preferred walk-on, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So your freshman year, you get the preferred walk-on. You kind of have to earn that. You have to work hard to keep that too, right? Keep that status. So you do, and you get to play maybe a little as a freshman, right? Is it okay? And then sophomore, did you start a couple of times?
I got to start a little bit my sophomore year.
Okay.
So between freshman and sophomore year, we had a coaching change. So
so you have to prove yourself all over again.
Exactly. So she didn't have to keep me. So I was no tied to the team other than I'd played the year before. But she took a chance on me and kept me, and so I got to start a little bit my sophomore year, and then by my junior year, I got to play a lot more, and I was #1 pitcher by junior year.
Yeah. So you go from not really getting an offer to kind of finagling your way in just through sheer determination to get a preferred walk-on, and then kind of working your way up to, a preferred walk-on. Probably the progression is, okay, you pitch a little bit. Not becoming a #1, you became a #1 pitcher. But tell me the story. We were talking about it in the green room where you faced your first game you got in against Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Ohio State, Michigan, kind of a big game, right?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of a game. I don't know if people out there have heard about it at all, but they play it every now and then. It's got some cachet to it.
Oh yeah.
So you get in, your first appearance is Ohio State, Michigan, and tell the folks the batter that you faced. Your first batter was?
The first batter was Michigan's All-American at the time, and her name is Amanda Chittister, and she actually plays for the U.S. team now and been on the U.S. team for many years. But so it's a bit intimidating. They're just dunking you right in the pool as soon as you get in. So
were you out there a little bit going, I don't know about this.
So I ran out to the mound, and I turned around, and I saw her on deck circle. I was like, oh, okay, all right. Like, it's about time. I didn't even think I was going to get the call to go into the game. So when she had called my name and said I was going in, I had to double take and just, are you sure?
But tell the folks what you did to this All-American from Michigan.
I struck her out.
You struck her out, yeah. So that kind of told you that, hey, I belong. And then the story has it's like a Hollywood movie. Junior, senior, you're #1 pitcher, and you have a great career. But maybe most importantly, your studies at Ohio State. Tell the folks. Oh, by the way, what did you major in?
I was a biology major in the honors college. So I graduated in May with an honors degree in biology, and I'm currently in medical school.
Yeah, and so you're going to be an orthopedic surgeon, is that right?
That's kind of the plan.
That's kind of the plan.
That's the plan, yeah.
And your dad, your mom and dad, you had great support from your parents, wonderful, loving family. But your dad had a special. Tell the story about your dad. I think it was your freshman year when you weren't traveling with the team.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't make the travel roster,
right.
which happens to walk-ons. You're going to make some you don't.
Right.
So you weren't traveling this week.
Right.
So tell the folks your conversation with your dad.
Yeah, so I found out, we leave on Thursday, so I found out on Wednesday that I'd made the travel roster for the very first weekend, and so I was crushed. I'd been working my butt off, and so I called my dad, and I said, Dad, I didn't make the roster this week. I'm going to make it next week. I was like, I'll be there next week.
Yes.
But, I'm not going. I know you plan to go. I'm sorry. And he said, oh, it's all right. I'll call you and let you know how the team does. And I said, well, wait a minute. You're still going? And he said, well, yeah, of course I'm going.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. And so from that day, he has not missed a game since, and whether or not I was playing. And I have not missed a travel since then either.
Well,
so.
I think I kind of understand, Olivia, where you might get some of your competitiveness, quite possibly. I mean, Dad's going to the game, no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
definitely.
young lady, on behalf of Buckeye Cable and BCSN, we're so proud of you. We try to, on BCSN, to show intrinsically all the good things that exist in athletics and student athletes like yourself. And you are just a walking female Rocky story who's going to be a super successful orthopedic surgeon. We're so proud of you, young lady.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much for being with us. All right. Tom Cole, the coach for Buckeye Cable and BCSN.